Evening, everybody. It's Friday night. It's 9 p.m. Must be time for another What's on Joe Mind Times TeamStream. TimeStream. Well, I mean, aren't we all in the same time stream? Time to get meta again with our background music. Oh yeah.
I've been thinking about where we're going and where we've been
drifting through the ozone and the E zone.
What's the point of it all?
And the Y zone. And anyways, we'll be back with that and more riddles after you've listened to our kick-ass theme song. Thanks again for joining us tonight, everybody. It is the What's on Joe Mind TeamStream. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. Joining me here in the top row tonight, he's the last man standing amongst the semi-regulars. He's in the same house. He's 15 feet away, and that probably has a lot to do with it. Everyone, it's Rack Time Rod.
Hello.
That's the best you've got?
That's all.
That much lead, and that's all? That's it?
Too much pressure. I choked.
You can say that. As we all know, the Honcho is off on a family vacation this week. So you can see filling in is codename Honcho version 2 down in the bottom left. Live from the Toy Museum, YouTube sensation Michael Mercy is with us tonight.
Hello.
YouTube sensation. I say it like you're a 19-year-old pop singer. Although the Canadian part's right.
Yeah.
I mean that's normal, right? That's where most it's next to sketch comedians. That's kind of the national export, isn't it?
Musicians. Who else? That guy who drove the what vehicle was that? The French guy? I can't remember now.
You're thinking Backstop.
Backstop, that's it, yeah.
With his banana pants.
The Persuader.
The Persuader. Thank you, Rob. Yeah.
And in bottom right, fill in for Joe Colton at the very last minute. She was knocked out by power outages and computer outages, and it's been a rough day in the Joe Colton household. So instead, we just gave her the night off. And joining us, Phil Donnelly from Articulated Points.
Hey.
Yes, the one and only Biff McHonky Donk. It's been, 2 weeks since we saw you?
Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah.
That is a Troy McKee level of regularity.
Well, when you ask, I come calling.
There were some tears shed. Anyways, if you're watching us on YouTube tonight, thank you so much. Go ahead, give us a like, subscribe to the channel. That's the thing you can do to help us out the most. Spread the word. Put us in all your social media channels. If you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead and give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. He makes us laugh. And of course, if you're watching this on recording, do all those things anyway and leave a comment down below. We've got all of our other social media down there, so be sure to follow us there. Buy a t-shirt, buy a mug. We got all those things. We got coffee accounts. Just do it all. Do it all. Listen to us and give us your money. That's the name of the game. Anyways. So, Mike, it's been a couple weeks. So you were doing a project with us that has not seen the air yet. But
yeah, that's not my name.
I'm sorry.
Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, it's a funny name.
I didn't see your foam hat, so I just
Big hat. Funny.
Big
That's a
hat.
big hat.
Funny.
Buddy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're okay.
Yeah, I was just actually working on it. Do we want to spill the beans on it, or?
It's up to you, man. It's your show.
Okay, I'll. This is the worldwide exclusive. I am working on a week-long event for my channel next week, starting Monday. It'll be Monday to Friday, after school, after work. Cartoon commentary every single day, featuring guests from all sorts of different podcasts and channels, including the What's on Joe Mind crew. And we're looking at the 5-parter Arise, Serpentor, Arise. And the really, really cool part about this is that it kicks off with the guy who wrote the damn thing, Buzz Dixon, for episode 1.
He's a great get. Buzz Dixon's just he's a fun interview.
He's a straight shooter.
Yeah. We've talked to him a couple times over the course of our show, and he was a true gentleman.
Yeah.
And a straight shot both times, dancing that delicate line between both.
He's just got a great sense of humor. He's very passionate, but he doesn't take the stuff too seriously. We always have a great time whenever we chat, and it was really surreal watching it with the guy who wrote the damn thing. Like,
I imagine so.
So it was cool. Like, I watched it as a kid several times, and it's just surreal as an adult to be watching with the guy who wrote it and going, so what were you thinking here, and where'd you get this from? And it's like, you never think that's going to happen when you're a kid, that you're actually going to be talking to one of the writers of the show, or even one of the characters on the show. Like some people get to talk to Sergeant Slaughter and geek out and go, what was it like when you fought the big DNA beast? So it's a great time in history where we can actually interact with the people who played a major part in creating our childhood.
Right. It's
a nice escape from interacting with the people who are creating our adulthood.
Well, they're trying to do the same thing with the same characters. So somebody explained to me when the last time we had something new and popular, and I think somebody in our comments last week busted out Ben 10, and I really can't think of something that was that popular since
Pokemon.
That would have been before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's almost
It's
coming up on
got
30 years old now.
Got
Wow.
longer legs, but it was before Ben 10.
Man, I feel old then.
Right.
Yikes.
Right. That's
Stranger Things.
That Pokemon Red that I've got sitting in the drawer goes in the original Game Boy, which
Hey, that's worth money.
not in the condition that one's in.
Just want to give I hope this is okay. I want to give a shout out to Hans Chow in the chat there. He is actually on one of the commentaries with Sergeant Slaughter's daughter, the Slaughter daughter. So he'll be part of that series next week as well.
Oh,
Hans
wow.
Chow.
Good
Very
deal.
talented artist. Yeah.
Good deal. He's kind of new to our gang.
Yeah, good guy.
He's been a pretty frequent visitor since he found us. So greetings, Hans. Glad you made it.
Wasn't he officially subscriber number 1,000?
I don't know, was he?
He may have been.
I don't know. They don't number these folks, and Lord knows the way that number will fluctuate during the week. I mean, we've probably had 3,000 subscribers at various times. They just they show up and then they leave, and then they show up and then they leave. So
when you announce, this is why I never do like a yay, we hit 65,000 subscribers or something like that. Because when I used to do that, it would go down with every announcement. It would recover quickly, but it's like, oh, you have a milestone? Unsubscribe.
I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah. We got that all the time on a movie channel that I do. Anytime we were like, oh my God, 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. So do you get that too when you do your milestone announcements?
We haven't had too many of those to make, so it's really poor.
But it did seem to bounce around a bunch for that one.
Yeah, no, the 1,000 marker was something else. But because I think we hit it 3 different times, and but that was fine. It gave me plenty of time to do the little special intro that we did for for the event when it actually stuck. Oh, but again, Biff McConkey Dog, you were here just 2 weeks ago. So what you done since then?
Not much.
How many visits to Disneyland is that for?
Just the one, but I am going again tomorrow. So even it up.
Fair enough. If the heat breaks here, we might go to Kokomo.
It's actually, when I went out to check the mail, it was actually kind of nice out. So
it
was warm, but the humidity was gone.
I don't believe you.
Fine, don't believe me. Mike,
you were going to say something?
Are you, Biff? Are you in the Florida area?
No, other coast.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
He's out close to Disneyland.
Oh, Disneyland, not Disney World. Okay,
World, yeah,
gotcha.
What? Orange County?
Of course, that's also Disney World. So
I don't know.
They're both Orange County.
Oh man!
Stop with your logical curveballs, Biff. Knock it off.
Like they grow stuff in California. Come on.
Right. Come on, get out of here.
There's green leaves of 6, I think.
What do you say we get to it, gentlemen?
It's a thought.
I'm going to need at least another 45 minutes to stretch.
All right.
I'll be in my trailer.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
All right.
Sorry. I try to be serious every time I'm on here, but maybe it's you guys. I don't.
We just let it ride, man. If you want to stonewall us, we'll play the game. That's fine. So, what do you say we get into some community calendar?
Yeah.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe Mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
We don't have thousands upon thousands of subscribers, but the ones we do have write a theme music.
Oh.
So, anyways, first up, tomorrow, the Maryland Toy Expo is at the Maryland State Fairgrounds. That is from 10 to 3. General admission is $8. Early bird, $15. You want to get in 2 hours early. Children 10 and under are free. Limit 3 children per adult. This news brought to us by Israel Wilkeson. So thank you for that, sir.
The way that's worded, it sounds like you can take 3 free kids per adult home with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that what that's what I thought it was.
It's their take on the collectible vendor.
Right. Just a big old kid roundup. Those kids need some lodging. They need some pancakes and some tough love.
Yeah, it's the accessories where they get you, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Are they complete? That's the big question.
Never.
What kid is ever complete?
No. That's the whole point, man. That's the whole point. That's all. That's what growing up is.
You got to buy the accessory packs and the play sets.
College.
Oh. Sergeant Slaughterhouse asked the very valid question. What happens if you have 4 kids?
You make a very hard decision.
Right. Good question.
Sophie's choice.
I would say that you need to visit MarylandToyExpo.com and get the answers to those questions. Because I don't know. What I will say too, next time, I know it's great when folks send us stuff for community calendar. Please send a link. Oh my God, send a link. It can make a lot of work go away if just there's the link in the email and that I can just go from there. I appreciate the help, but link. So Maryland Toy Expo tomorrow, 10 to 3. Be there if you're around Maryland. Get yourself a crab cake. Get yourself some toys.
Get yourself a kid.
Yeah.
Get yourself up to 3 kids free. There's no way that's going to sound good on the replay, is it?
No.
Just checking. Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't just me.
That's all of us.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, of course, next weekend is Joe Fest, also known as the Augusta Toy and Comic Show, June 24 to 26 at the Augusta Convention Center in Augusta, Georgia, home of the Takeout. Guests include Michael Bell, Greg Berger, Arthur Burkhart, Keone Young, and many, many more, including lots of non-Joe guests too, if you're going for the toy show. Check out joefestusa.com if you need more details, ticket prices, hotel information, etc., etc., etc.
I hope Tommy Rich will be there.
I don't know.
That's where he won the NWA title, I believe.
All right then.
Yeah, for 2 days or 3 days.
He was one of the obviously one of the great champions.
I can just imagine Harley pitching that. Listen to me. This kid is going to make a great champion for 3 days.
3 wild days.
It's going to be wildfire. Tell mama and the babies.
Through the end of the weekend, though, that kid's dead in the water. Don't let him get to the end of Labor Day. Harley Race, it's a terrifying man. I think if he told me to put the belt on my grandmother, I think I'd do it.
One of the most, we always sidetrack into wrestling, don't we? I got to throw this in here, though. Harley got asked one time about Bob Backlund. Like, do you think you could beat Bob Backlund? And Harley said something like, if he let me.
Yeah.
That says a lot about Bob Backlund.
Oh, Bob Backlund he had chops, man. He was legit.
He's like Howdy Doody's head on a Terminator body.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
film.
Supposedly he was a very well-mannered guy. He was a very soft-spoken guy, but you just didn't mess with him in the ring. You didn't take liberties with Mr. Bob Backlund. He would tear your arm off and beat you with it.
He should be a G.I. Joe.
Right? Get him his bow tie.
All-American boy.
See Diesel drop him in 8 seconds.
Yeah, man.
That's what champs do. They're professionals. They catch.
I say we need a Bob Backlund G.I. Joe figure.
He's even older than Sergeant Slaughter, so why not?
Totally no sell the Backlund belt on the shoulder. This is just going to be here for the rest of the team stream.
Right.
Yeah, fine.
So yes, get on down to Joe Fest. Hooded Cobra Commander will be there.
Hey.
I don't think they gave him a table though. I think they made him pay for it. Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Get that man a table. Get that man a table.
Oh, what's Bob's code name?
Bob's code name. Bob doesn't need a code name. He's
Bob.
He's Captain Backlund.
Didn't you see Top Gun Maverick? It's Bob.
That'd be amazing, Captain Backlund.
Just Captain Backlund. There's a bad
The
dude.
captain.
Moving forward.
How different would Arise Serpentor Arise have been if instead of Sergeant Slaughter, it was Bob Backlund?
Right.
He was kind of out of wrestling at that point, too. They could have made the call to Bob instead.
Well, he was out of wrestling for a little bit there, and he would get back in before too long.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think they'd still be having that fight. They'd still be going since 1986. Alistair Keffer says crossface chicken wing. That's right.
Yeah. Stronger than the Cobra Clutch.
Tear your arm off and beat you with it.
We'd actually do that with a bat.
Next one comes to us, thanks to Matt Rubin, who only sent me an email for one of the days on this calendar. It turns out that the FX Vintage Toy Roadshow is like this week-long mega event.
Like a road show.
Right. So as you can see, apparently they do this whole thing where they film it for TV. You can take your toy collections in. They're looking to buy. They've got all kinds of dealers set up. June 22nd through 23rd, they'll be in Erie, Pennsylvania at the Holiday Inn. 24th, 25th, Pittsburgh at the Courtyard by Marriott, by the Pittsburgh Airport. Always by the airport. 26th, 27th, Spring Hill Suites in Pittsburgh. 28th and 29th, Morgantown, West Virginia. Again at the Courtyard. I think they got a deal with the Marriott people. All days they'll be open from 10 to 5:30. And you can check that out at fxvintagetoyroadshow.com for more details. But yeah, that's kind of a neat thing. Normally you see these shows, they're 2, maybe 3 days at the most. This sucker's just they're just taking their party on the road. They're like Biff McHonky Donk. They take it with them to the next town.
Coming to a PBS near you.
Right?
Just remember to speak softly.
Right. Because the other collectors are skittish? I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's PBS. You can't.
It's PBS.
Maybe it's PBS. You don't know it's PBS, so you just know they're filming. They're taking footage for TV. Maybe it's for Vice. Maybe they're just cursing at everybody all the time.
Ugh. Rather be on PBS.
Well, sure. I mean, nobody wants to be on Vice because you probably means you've been arrested, right? Anyway,
Or you can't get arrested, and they were the only ones who hired you.
right? It's the wait 1 second. Come on now. That is a tell me you don't watch the show without telling me you don't watch the show moment.
Oh, and we know he watches the show.
We know
he probably wasn't. He may not have been here for Biff McHonky Donk, but that's been going on for like what, a year now.
Oh,
Something like that. Yeah.
Easily. Phil is Biff McHonky Donk. He is. I'll be honest. I don't remember how that came across either. But
I think it was something Mark just threw out there one day.
Yeah.
yes.
Isn't it Sneak Peek's file name?
The second one.
For Pete's
That was
sake.
the original one until Stephen King talked him into,
Right. Hey, how about my kid?
Yeah. I just wrote you a file card.
That's all right, Andrew Gaugen. That's all right. We love you anyway.
Watch the archives. It's in there somewhere.
Right?
Just watch all of them. You'll find it.
We usually put old Biff front and center, so it's he pops up. Isn't there one where we did the thumbnail where it was like a card for you to get into What's on Joe Minecon?
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card, yes, with
Right.
me on it.
Right. Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't have a lot of Photoshop skills, so anytime I can do something halfway good, I'm pretty proud of it. And I think that's it for community calendar. No, it is for community calendar. Yay, community calendar. I'm going to play the theme song one more time. Because, again, we got people writing us this stuff, so I'm going to play it as often as possible.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe Mind? Wants to know. Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community Calendar.
And remember, if you've got a show that you want to be featured on the community calendar to drum up support, send it on into us at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Please include a link to the show. Even if it's just a link to their Facebook page, please, just something. I can only Google so much. Only so much. So before we move into the news, Mike, are you there at is that corner of the toy museum? That is the carded, where carded meets loose?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
A couple figures deep.
Good deal. Did you
Do you want me to open them all up right now on the TeamStream?
if that's what you wanted to do, if that's your plan, I mean,
Set them free.
We'll be here all night, folks. Literally.
just be sure to
Set your carded figures free unless they're worth a lot of money.
right. Spread the link on your channel. Look at the fool thing I did last night on the No Mind Team Stream.
All
Get
for
that
likes.
All for the thumbs ups.
For the likes. The likes.
I'd say. I mean, Biff McHonky Donk looks like he's got you beat there, man. Looks like your bookshelf is kind of.
There should be some sort of Olympic event in like involving toy collecting, because it can be quite competitive, especially with the whole scalping thing.
Yeah, please don't encourage us. It's just going to make things worse.
Oh, it's over. I mean, it's over. Might as well turn it into a sport for fun.
Right. So someone's going to open them eventually. May as well be you. Well, fair enough. That's
Surprised the History Channel hasn't jumped all over that by now.
right.
Toy hunt.
I mean, aliens aren't behind it, so that probably explains why.
Well, yeah, there's that.
No. It's a tough sell to weave aliens into the middle of it all. So
He's got to make his hair crazier.
Maybe the Olympic event could be opening vintage toys and not crying. The guy who doesn't cry wins.
That man is dead.
Like you're opening a beachhead and we see a tear in the corner of your eye. You're disqualified.
look, man, eventually he's gonna need that new O-ring eventually.
Even in the card.
Is there a way to do it without opening the bubble? Like there's got a teleportation maybe someday.
As I said, Jeff Goldblum, how that turned out.
Why does this look like Baxter Stockman now?
Why is that O-ring shouting at me?
Help me!
Kill me.
Help me!
Oh, the original Fly is one of the great movies ever.
Yeah, with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
You're talking about the 50s one.
No, the one with the 50s.
I know.
50s one. It's yeah, anyways, just go watch it.
The original is usually better, isn't it? Except for the thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Well, it's usually in the sense greater than 50% of the time, but I don't know. Sometimes it gets better as it goes. O-ring. Was mad.
If it's a beachhead, it was. I used to have a crotch.
Oh, man's Wandering advises that lighter fluid to remove the bubble without harming the card. Well, great and all, but
Ooh,
you still don't know how to get it back on there.
magnets.
Right?
Glue.
I don't
Magnets.
understand magnets.
Magna card.
So, what do you say we move into the news?
Do, 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 do.
There we go. Wait,
Ba-dum.
who is going to give me news sounds?
We just did.
Oh, all right, I'm working on it. I got to find my button. It's the end of a long day. I'm tired, man.
I'm Philip.
No, you're not. You're Biff.
Oh.
But after action report's still going on Kickstarter. There is 18 days left in the campaign. It is plenty supported at this point. I am heading over to that page right this second to get a up to the minute total. At a $7,000 goal, they are up to almost $15,000.
Over 200% funded.
Yeah, 14,489, 181 backers. One of the goals is if you pledge, I think, $70, you can get both volumes of After Action Report. So if you missed it the first time around, that's not an excuse. Just go back and pledge for the 2 books. Lots of great G.I. Joe comic information. First volume dealt with the Marvel run of G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, and Special Missions. Excuse me. The second volume is all about Devil's Due and their run with G.I. Joe. And again, great information all up and down, in and out, upside and back on this book. It's just more than should be allowed by law, but somehow still is. So make renegade printing all the rage. So yeah,
Outlaw toy guides.
right. Head over to Kickstarter, type in After Action Report. This will pop right up for you. Get your pledge in there today or somewhere in the next 18 days. Again, pledge with confidence. This is going to get funded. It's already funded. They gonna ask, I have all those beachheads. Do I have one mint on card? Do I have an 86 beachhead mint on card? No, I do not. I do have a couple of Fun School ones. One from India, one from Russia. The one from Russia has a busted leg. He's mint on card and his leg is broken. So that was the beachhead that crossed the KGB before he got sealed on his card. It's not the O-ring, it's the T-bar that broke.
This is a Magna card, Mike.
Right.
It's not actually carded. It's held together. It's a what is it? Beggar's Canyon repro card with magnets.
There you go.
Neat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll get that in the
big window.
Yeah, the big window. Once I find the big window. That's not what we wanted. That's not helping at all.
Well, that's no good.
Yeah, Mike, go ahead, get that in there.
Okay. Oh God.
All right. There you go. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
All right. Is that legitimate old school 1986 card, or is it a repro card?
It's repro. That's Beggar's Canyon repro card and bubble, vintage figure. But
Cool.
you pretty much have to glue them on there. Okay, you can go back to small window.
I could.
You could.
It's too late now.
Well, if you're going full screen, I'm getting the backland belt again. But instead of just gluing it and then never being able to get your figure out, I just use these tiny little magnets that you can find on eBay. And one on the front, one on the back. And my eyes are bad enough that I can't really see the magnets from a distance. So I'm
That's all that matters.
blessed with bad eyesight.
Just like Racktime Rob.
Yeah.
If you remove his glasses, he cannot see.
No, I can't see there, which is why, take off the
Is Rob's name really Velma?
water. My glasses.
My glasses. I can't see a thing without my glasses.
Anyways, next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Hey, Warriors of the Hidden Force has continued to put up some new reveals. This is Tatsu, the Fallen, from their upcoming 3 3/4 O-ring figure line of ninjas and ninja-like characters. More
That's
details
awesome.
are coming soon. You can follow them on Facebook at Whiskey Jack Toys and at Warriors of the Hidden Force. Both properties have that information for you. Mike, is this the first you're seeing of them?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on in the world in general, toys or otherwise. But I know about Longbow. I know about Operation Recall. This is really cool too.
There you go. See?
They're the fans are putting out more O-rings than Hasbro is.
Right? And they're certainly putting more thought into them.
Although Hasbro is going, look, haven't we done enough? I mean, what more do you want?
Hasbro's so very tired.
400 the first time around.
Yeah. What have you done for me lately, Hasbro? So do these come with titanium crotches then and thumbs?
I don't know, or either that or really flexible ones.
Oh.
Wow.
Food grade silicone crotches.
But I know Longbow, they've got softer plastic for the thumbs to help try and prevent breakage that way. I think these guys might be along the same lines. But yeah, get yourself over to those pages on Facebook. So we trust us, Michael Mercy. We will not lead you wrong.
They look cool. Enjoy.
Oh, but apparently Tatsu here was formerly he was the main good guy, and then he had some kind of fall from grace, and so but he seems to understand that he's the bad guy now, and occasionally still does good guy things to try and redeem himself. So yeah, all kinds of cool stuff going on there. Get on over to Warriors of the Hidden Force. Check that out. Narrator, Mike led them wrong. Andrew Baugan.
You can just hear Ron Howard saying that right now.
Right. Next news
Made
item.
a huge mistake.
Hey, we're into G.I. Joe classified news.
Right on.
And for the third consecutive week, our best Twitter traction was gained by a slapdash graphic thrown together 10 minutes before I went to work. But there it is. You can see for next year's line, Snow Job and Tunnel Rat will be included. Former host Gary Godso will finally get his 6-inch Snow Job figure, which will drag him kicking and screaming back to the toy aisles. I put up on Twitter in jest saying that his spirit would be at rest, and I think some people thought that he was actually dead. So that I can't do that anymore.
Even after he retweeted it.
I mean, Gary retweeted it, so
Yeah.
So that's just to put that in focus. Gary Godso retweeted the tweet that insinuated that he was dead. But yeah, no, it's all part of the dark humor here at What's on Joe Mind.
May he rest
Is
in
there any
peace
other
every
kind?
day.
Oh,
Hey, cool to see Larry Hama getting a classified figure.
right.
Yeah.
I hope they actually make the effort to make it look like him.
Can they?
I mean, they can.
Well,
I mean, look at the
what I
law
mean
figure.
is,
It really does kind of look like.
can they? Like they could before, but today, do they need likeness rights? Do they have to? And I'm always all for Hasbro cutting a check to Larry just
Right.
for nothing. They should just send him a check randomly going, hey, man, thanks.
Hans Chow says, Tunnel Rat, the only G.I. Joe from Trinidad and Tobago. My patriotism demands the purchase. Okay. Because in our world, he's from Brooklyn.
Well, but he does have Trinidad heritage. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Charlie Kukalski does ask the immortal question, why does a guy that operates in a tunnel have a huge gun and pack? Well, he doesn't operate in the small tunnels. That's all.
There wasn't a huge tunnel before he got there.
You ever been to Brooklyn? Big tunnels.
Big tunnels.
It's got to be to hold the big rats.
Big gators, big rats. Big tunnels.
Yeah.
That's
the
why you have the
Snowdrop
big
figure,
gun
yeah.
to kill the big rats.
Like German shepherds. But yeah, these guys will be part of the line in 2023. This was revealed by Lenny and Emily on this week's Wednesday Instagram. So we're not just making this up off the top of our heads. They are bit by bit revealing figures that'll be part of the line in 2023 for classified, and that was this week's installment. So far we've got Snow Job and Tunnel Rat. Last week was Torpedo and Copperhead, and then the week before that, Shipwreck and Rock and Roll. So
They're leaking these, so we don't have to.
right.
Do you think we'll see Tiger Force Snow Job?
Oh, I could hope.
Night Force Snow Job? He's still white.
Still glaring white. He's just
You
got
get that moonlight glaring off the sun, yeah.
It's never dark in Alaska.
they change his hair color to black, but that's it. It's the only thing different. So let's take a moment here, do some random wild speculation. Michael Mercer, you're our special guest, our announced special guest.
Please call me Turd Ferguson.
So Turd Ferguson.
No, call me Mike. Which is going to get confusing.
Right. That, I'll be honest. It's why I often call you Michael, even though I know that's not what you. Because in my head, when I hear
Call me Honcho V2.
when I hear the name Mike, I'm thinking me, because that's what
I've been doing. I've been doing that the whole night.
Right, and so yeah. Anyways, you get what I'm saying.
Just when you refer to me, just say not Mike Irizarry's brother.
So, Turd. If
Yeah.
we're looking at
It's a funny name.
what two characters you think they're going to leak to us next week?
I'm not good at this.
You don't have to be good at it, man. It's
I would have said Sarge before they made the Sarge announcement. I would have said Sarge and Serpentor. So I would say Serpentor, and it could be anybody. It could be. Let me take a look at the rack. Mutt and Junkyard. I don't know. The animal packs they're doing are amazing. I just saw the Crocmaster. That crocodile is incredible. The timber was great. So junkyard would be great.
Biff McHonky Donk.
Oh, we so need a hawk. I'm hoping for a hawk. And yeah, with a hey, let's go with Footloose.
With a Destro to throw
Destro to heave.
To catch off of a falling airplane and then throw into a gang of. Well, he doesn't have.
No, he threw to Roadblock, who threw them into a gang of dreadnoughts.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So he can throw him to Roadblock, who will then not.
Sergeant Slaughter saw that and went, that's ridiculous.
I got you, Footloose. I'll raise that bar. And Footloose just stood off camera.
I'll punch my way through a stone wall.
Hawk and who, Biff McHonky Donk?
I said hawk and Footloose.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here making fun of Footloose, and I forgot you said Footloose.
Which version of Footloose, though?
We'll go off the wall and give him the giraffe camo he had in the Marvel UK comics.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Which version of Hawk?
Oh, always 86.
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
Jetpack Hawk.
Mailing jetpack hawk.
Jetpack Hawk.
Jetpack.
Sonic Sound Hawk. Surprise!
Rack time Rob, 2 figures. Who are we going to say?
I'm going to go, let's say Scrap Iron and Wild Bill.
Ooh, good ones.
All right.
Now, does Wild Bill come with a screwdriver?
Screwdriver. Tank.
Yeah, right. The Havoc Gunner's Manual.
Yeah. Anything but a helicopter.
Anything but hell.
Little model of a dragonfly.
Computer.
That American flag that was in there from Veterans Day. So,
I am going to go with a Cobra Eel because we haven't seen any Army builders yet.
Yeah, water. Yeah.
And then Airborne will be the other one.
That's
Eel
the
would be-
92 Cobra Eel and the Sky Patrol Airborne, just to keep things on your toes.
yeah.
Right.
So they announced Torpedo, right? So
Yes.
Eel and Torpedo would go great together.
Yes. Always the optimist. Charlie Kukulski picks Roadblock and Snake Eyes.
We
That's
haven't
probably
seen
the most
them
accurate.
Torpedo Mike, Tiger Force Toll Booth, because he's a purist. He's a believer.
With removable hard hat. Living the dream.
I mean, you'd think they would take advantage of classified to right wrongs like that, like giving barbecue a face, but maybe not. Maybe not. Wild Bill
Tobul's will be lucky if he gets legs.
Single carded figure in
That's right.
1992. That is correct. That was Teddy Roosevelt Wild Bill.
Yeah, with a
And,
removable hat that is so removable it doesn't actually even stay on.
It is pre-lost, yes. Pre-lost.
F Troop Wild Bill.
So there we are. Somebody in live chat, take note of what we said and grade us next week when we are all wrong. But
Tiger Force sneak peek coming at you.
man, poor Biff. He's really got his heart set on that hawk.
This year's
I'd have
disappointment.
to think he's got to be the next one. I'm really surprised he hasn't been one of these first 3 reveals.
It's crazy. The leader, the general, they haven't done yet, and they're
He's
a couple
on the
years into
website.
this line.
We're going to
Weird.
get 91 Duke before we get the Hawk.
Yeah,
Being on the website doesn't mean anything.
Colonel
True.
Courage.
There's guys that have figures made that never showed up on that website. So
Yeah.
We'll get Colonel Backlund before Hawk.
Like Snow Job and
Captain Captain Backlund.
Tiger Force Robo Joe.
with his lieutenants, the Bushwhackers.
Lieutenant Luke and Lieutenant Butch.
Tiger Force Colonel Courage.
Tiger Force Eco Warrior Clean Sweep.
It's Alistair Keffer's like, Mercer's coming. Sorry, Mike. Whatever. I don't have.
Yeah, we might see the Renegades now that Sarge is
Yeah.
coming.
Now that Sarge is there, and we've got our first Marauder on deck. So you never know.
I really hope that the Slaughter thing opens the door for a Roddy Piper Iron Grenadier figure.
Sure.
Just like so many people missed out on that convention exclusive, and I'd love regardless of what size.
You're going to get
Actual-
a fridge and you're going to like it.
Oh, I'd love the fridge too.
I was at that show in Atlanta, and I still didn't get Roddy Piper.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just out of cash.
Didn't want to wait on the 4-hour line.
Right, I was a young punk kid. Matt O'Brien, much more direct in his. For the love of God, we need dreadnoughts. You're not wrong.
Naugahyde it is.
I take it.
Zanzibar.
Got a warthog.
Zanzibar, Burnout, and Naugahyde.
Naugahyde's
Iconic characters all.
He's got a warthog. They've done such a good job with Timber and that crocodile. Warthog is like, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Tiger Force Hulk Hogan, my God.
I was trying not to recognize that one. Doug Yellow says, how many vehicle drivers do you think we'll get? I think we'll get some of the popular ones. You know,
Armadillo, baby. Yeah.
Cover Girl's already going to happen. Wild Bill's pretty well a lock. Copperhead's on his way at some point. Look, these vehicles are not going to get done en masse. Like when Classified's all said and done, there'll be, I mean, not counting little tiny Ram type vehicles. 5 or 6 of them tops, right? Tops 5 or 6. So, yeah, those drivers. If you like those drivers, if those drivers are popular, they got to come out somewhere. But next up, hey, pre-orders went live.
Ooh,
Kama Sutra.
Here is Kamakura. He is an deluxe figure, Amazon exclusive. Expected shipping October 1st of this year. So nice turnaround there. He is selling for $33.99. Pre-orders are available now. And I know there was a lot of blowback about the price on this, but remember, he is a deluxe figure. And that is pricing is right in line with what they charged for Prophet Director Destro, and nobody said a word. So stop. Jesus. Let us just enjoy the fact that they're making this figure. He's an exclusive. You're going to pay a little more. It's okay.
Or don't.
Right?
Yeah.
Or just don't buy it.
It's that's an option.
But that's that. So October 1st, still available on Amazon.com for pre-order. The Pulse sold out really quick, but there you go. That's Pulse for you. I think they just say it's available on Pulse to drive traffic.
Well, I think on those Amazon exclusives, they get a lot less quantity allocated than they do the Target stuff. So.
Sure, but they just get that tiny amount to drive traffic to the Pulse website.
Yeah.
Like they should logistically speaking, they shouldn't even mess with it. Just send it all to Amazon, whatever. It's exclusive. That is some terrible box art, though.
Yeah.
If we could take a moment and discuss, that is some awful box art.
It's by a talented artist, and away from being on a figure package, it's very nice art. You know, I don't want to slag the guy because I'm sure he's a great guy, and it's just they took his art and they stuck it on a figure, and it's not what a lot of the other art is. So it's like the Zorana art, right? It wasn't cool that people were trashing that person's art. It's great art of Zorana. It's just maybe shouldn't have been used on the action figures box art. So, well,
I mean, they went for a style,
yeah,
with the Zorana one, and it doesn't bother me that that's the style they went for, because you are going to get a picture of the actual figure on the box too. Yeah. It's just like this one just seems kind of stuck in between. It's half serious and half really cartoony.
And I'm kind of digging that Cobra Trooper getting kicked in the face, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just noticed it's an interesting choice to not have him masked.
Yeah, that
on the box. Yeah, that was a little weird.
If you notice, it's the unmasked pictures, which are the first ones on the Amazon listing.
Yeah, that threw me. I almost scrolled right by it when I finally found. I was like, "Whoa, hey, there he is."
I mean, it looks cool, especially if you have the unmasked head with the hood. It looks really pretty neat.
Is he a redhead?
Yeah.
Okay. This could be a possible head for Gabriel Kelly, Codename Barbecue.
There you go.
Or you can stick him on your Snake Eyes figure.
He's not nearly gnarled up enough for that.
Well, get a lighter.
Or a dog.
Give him to the dog. Let him chew on it for a while.
It's basically what Snake Eyes' face looks like.
Right. But also made available. Next news item. Blue Ninjas, the 2-pack. That is the Red Ninja repaint and the Akiko repaint, but with new heads. They've got regular masked heads. They've got these traditional Japanese masks heads, which I think are really cool. But that is... Go ahead, Mike.
What are these?
This is the Blue Ninja 2-pack.
I have no idea who these characters are.
They are ninjas who are blue.
Are they from a certain, you know how people do Devils do, last laugh or something like that. Who are they?
In the current run of the comic, there's a faction of basically cybernetic ninjas that are called Blue Ninjas.
Okay. So they're robots.
Yeah, they're robots. But I don't think that these are necessarily robot ninjas.
Okay.
These are literally ninjas that wear blue.
I'm looking at my Joe shelf and looking at, 200 figures and thinking, Blue Ninjas?
Yeah.
You have to go back to your Retaliation Cobra Ninja Trooper, and he had an alternate Blue Ninja head. That was a robot head. So there is some toy history there.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is like Quick Kick, Airtight, Dial Tone, Mainframe, Sci-Fi, Roadblock.
None of whom are cheap and easy repaints. Like these two.
Well, that's true. That's true, I guess.
Yeah, this 2-pack is all about making something that looks kind of cool and recoups some cost for the mold.
And it's not Tiger Force or Python Patrol. Right. Those are coming soon. Blue Ninja Python Patrol.
There we go.
I suppose you could use the female Blue Ninja as a Vipera if you want.
There you go.
I kind of thought, basically looking at that, once I saw this, is that, if you paint that red, that does make a pretty good Jinx.
Yeah. Yeah. Why didn't they just make Jinx?
They'd probably do her on her own. So
probably wouldn't be too different from Akiko.
Yeah, I kind of figure she's a strong candidate to get revealed for 2023.
Mm-hmm.
But Matt Rubin really has the ultimate point here. Now we have red ninjas and blue ninjas. Now we need black ninjas and yellow ninjas, and we can recreate scenes from the American Ninja movies.
You've got your Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Ninja series.
All I'm saying is Matt Rubin is 100% correct.
Hey, and then you use the Kamakura head, as Michael Dudikoff.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
It bears a striking resemblance to Dudikoff.
I was disappointed when the call sign Longbow did not unlock the Michael Dudikoff stretch goal.
That you created?
that I planted as a mythical idea. Yes.
Canon Films presents Call Sign Longbow.
It's pretty impressive when something is uttered on this planet that's never been uttered in the history of the planet. I'm pretty sure Michael Dudikoff's stretch goal is the first, so congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. I'm here all week. But then next news item. Hey, we got another week to go in guest host month. So be sure to stick with us next week as the Honcho continues his vacation, which will bring Joe Slepsky, host of the Joe on Joe podcast, into our friendly confines. And maybe Joe Colton will be back.
Then you'll have Joe on Joe on Joe. We're going to one-up him.
If not, we've made that joke with him on the show before already. So, yes. But if Joe Colton can't, then we will have Joe McConkey on.
Do I put on a mustache on top of my mustache?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be incredible.
Any interest in Joe Ferguson?
Joe Ferguson, yes. Just get a different colored funny hat.
Right.
And put a mustache on the hat.
We really need a Norm Macdonald G.I. Joe. Holy
But no,
Lord.
not only that, we need Norm Macdonald as Burt Reynolds.
Yes. Burt Reynolds crossed out Turd Ferguson on the file card.
I am half convinced he's faked his own death.
He was never here, Trebek.
You bloody poltroon.
And when the announcement comes, he'll just be on some island and he'll do a tweet. Yeah, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Bye.
Hey, that was funny.
Signed, Turd Ferguson.
Third person.
Fooled you.
And that's the news.
Do.
There's the happy guy dancing on the fiend. So, not a huge week in regards to Yojo June. But anybody have any impressions of what we figured out this week?
These new figures that were up for order look nice. I ordered Kamakura. I didn't go in for the Blue Ninja. They're just not essential to me. They look nice, though.
I was appreciative that they were easily found on Amazon, given how quickly they sold out on Pulse. I had a momentary panic there.
There we go. Set the mood music for Biff McDonky Dunk.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah. You haven't done anything with this in months. Months, I tell you.
We need to get a clip of like Venus flytrap.
When you get that Kamakura in your shopping cart, life is all peaches and cream.
Oh yeah.
Like, first, how much shelf space you clearing at the toy museum for this bunch?
I'm all stocked up here. I'm good.
All right.
If there's something I'm really interested in, I'll make a little bit of space, but I'm at the point where I don't need anything really.
I mean, how much of any of this do any of us really need?
No,
We're not here
that's
about need.
That's true. I never jump on pre-orders ever. I did that whole thing with Matty Collector and the Classics He-Man figures, and I just never ever want to go through that again. The ordering at noon and refresh and red screen it's not worth it.
So it was Scott Knightlick who hurt you.
No, he's a good guy. But I hang back and let everyone fight over it, and then I'll give you an example. I got the Fans Toys Hannibal, which is their Cerebros Transformer. I love that character. Cerebros, Fortress Maximus, just love him. He's basically a giant Optimus Prime. And the pre-order went up last year. I didn't do it because I don't really do that. And I just hung back and was like, if I get it, I get it. I waited and I got it for like really cheap on eBay. I thought it was maybe a scam. It was so cheap, so much cheaper than everyone else. It just showed up.
Yeah.
So way cheaper than if I had pre-ordered it or got it off of someplace else, just by waiting and right place, right time. I got it. It's awesome. It's not defective. A lot of them are apparently with the head spring, but just that's what I've always done. I just wait and see what happens. And on the flip side, people are probably thinking, well, what if you don't get it? C'est la vie.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. Move on. Let it go. Don't sweat it. Who cares? Nothing means nothing.
Buying at the right time is how I got a complete run of the new Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Pre-orders are almost a way of life where we're at, though. It's like your distribution's so bad here in the Midwest, unless you live in Chicago, that like you never see any of that stuff unless you just get a pre-order. So
I see Lady J and Akiko.
The time might come though. I mean, like how much stuff have you bought that's 20 or 30 years old? Vintage stuff. Like you might go to a convention or a comic shop in 30 years if we're all still alive, and be like, oh, it's the Classified Snow Job that I didn't pre-order and didn't get. Here he is, and for $17. Cool.
by that time, that'll be worth about $7.
He'll be yellow by that time, but still.
Oh my, that's
Don't eat yellow snow. Don't buy yellow snow jobs.
That's about all you got left at this point, isn't it? That's about all you got left.
Words of wisdom with Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that's not my name.
my God, I can't turn off the music. Stop.
I'm
Oh,
so
no.
disappointed Norm never got to do a voice on G.I. Joe. He would have been the perfect sneak peek.
What are you talking about? He voiced Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
I voiced Snake Eyes.
he was the voice of Grand Slam.
He voiced
I
Chuckles.
That's what I when we talked to Bill Ratner, that was what I told Bill Ratner. He said, I remember now, your performance was mature. Because I was 9.
It sounded old for your age. It was all the smokes.
Yeah. Had a husky quality too.
Hans Chow wishes that we were singing along with the music, and that's not something that's going to happen because I just don't have it in me to make up lyrics for something free form like that on the fly.
We just snap afterwards. It's poetry.
Matt O'Brien asked classified HasLab predictions for Yojo June. We did that last week. Go watch last week's episode.
We do have 2 new people who could throw their 2 cents in.
That's true. Biff McConkie what do you think that HasLab bit with the tank rolling by? What do you think that is?
I mean, I think it's going to be a hiss, but they could throw us a curveball and make it a 3-pack of pack rats for all we know.
God. Pack rats.
Turd
Cobra.
Ferguson, what do you got on that HasLab thing?
Cobra Adder.
There you go.
Gotta be.
I'm torn between the Triple T and the Cobra Imp.
I'd hope for Triple T, even though it's not my favorite Joe vehicle, but it's Sarge's Chariot.
Right.
So Triple T, and if they do Serpentor, the Air Chariot.
Swamp Masher, baby.
Swamp Masher, yeah. The Badger.
Like I think if you're laying out odds, like the 50% says that's a HISS tank, right? Because that's what But I'd say that the Triple T has probably 10% odds, so that's where my official guess was the Triple T, just to be devil's advocate.
With a Tiger Force Sergeant Slaughter.
With Tiger Force.
Why? Not even a Marauder's Slaughter.
Why would you do that? That's what they'd be expecting you to do.
You can do that one anytime.
Ooh, a Warthog.
Do
That'd
that
be wild.
anytime.
Road Toad, baby.
Like a classified Warthog would be taller than the couch. Just be like a coffee table with wheels. Anyway,
About shaped like one.
How about the hovercraft from the Havoc? Just the hovercraft for Wild Bill.
yeah, maybe. Didn't have treads though. Wouldn't sound like treads. It'll be the sea sled from the Killer Whale.
It's the tiny little buggy from the Rolling Thunder.
So you can recreate Spirit zooming over to Greg Berger Island. That second miniseries.
Wasn't that a Transformers 2-parter?
All I'm saying is go back and watch that one with the Pyramid of Darkness again, and everybody in that sequence, everybody in that naval battle, except for obviously the Baroness, is voiced by Greg Berger. That is the battle for Greg
Weather
Berger.
dominator.
Actually, Morgan had a cold when they were doing that recording. So
Yeah.
Never noticed
He had a
that.
cold, but Greg Berger did the Baroness. Did it really well.
they pitched him up a little bit, but
But yeah, Rob and I have called that Greg Berger Island for a couple years now.
You had Cutter, Firefly, Spirit, all Greg Berger.
So that brings us over to tonight's featured attraction. I got to find a button.
Uh-oh.
But here it comes. Never gotten to make stuff blow up on the TeamStream before.
That is way more pomp and circumstance than I was expecting.
now you got to live up to that.
Yeah. How will I live up to the bug zapper noise?
I love it. Loved it. Love it. I'm infatuated with my own stupid work.
As well, you should be.
Wonder if this will be the thing that shows up in the thumbnail. And
I don't know. We did once again play community calendar twice, so it's usually that strange look on Joe Colton's face. So,
yeah.
Anyways, Rob, this month is the 40th anniversary of the published date of G.I. Joe #1, June 1982. So we decided earlier this week that it would be a good time for Rob to walk us through what he thinks are the 5 best individual issues from that old Marvel run. Now, this is just Real American Hero. There's no special missions. There's no Devil's Due. There's no IDW. Nothing like that. This is just Marvel, 1982 to 1994. So why don't you take us through, Rob?
All righty. Basically, what I did was I picked the 5 what I would say best self-contained issues of the Marvel series from back in the day. So, there are issues that you could argue, Cobra Civil War. I was looking for the individual issue, and I thought it would be best if it was a self-contained story on that as well. So, Snake Eyes: The Origin, not there, although incredibly important for the overall run of the series. But it was 2 issues. I thought about cheating and just saying, well, you can't separate, but it's like, nah, I'm going to keep it pure. All right.
That could be another top 5 list. So
yeah.
Because we talked about doing that one too. But anyways, best single issues from the original run. Take it, number 5.
Number 5 is issue 155, the finale, A Letter from Snake Eye.
As you can see there, written by, of course, Larry Hama, as most issues were. Phil Gozier, or Gozer, or I don't know how to. Nobody ever
I think it's Gozier.
But it was the penciler in a very 90s style, inked by Scott Koblish. So, Rob, why is this one number 5?
Well, this one is the finale of the G.I. Joe series. And it's the perfect capper in a way because you finally get the actual thoughts of Snake Eyes put down on paper. He's writing a letter to Sean Collins. Sean Collins has asked him, hey, should I join the Army? Should I enlist? And Snake Eyes is giving his thoughts in a very honest letter. And basically just kind of, walking through his ideas of service and patriotism and things like that. It's a very good issue. And like I said, it's the first time that we really get to see what's going on in Snake Eyes' head.
Mm-hmm. It's the first time he speaks, really.
Yeah.
And you really don't have to be like, you're trying to do no spoilers. And frankly, this is a comic series that ended in 1994. So talk about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care about spoilers. You had enough time.
Yeah.
So what does Snake Eyes say in this letter that is particularly moving or meaningful?
The
fact that it happens is great, but
yeah,
if it was just Snake Eyes going, "Yup, do it. I like shooting stuff," then it wouldn't be any good.
He outlined. He doesn't paint a romanticized picture of military service. He tells Sean Collins what he saw. Like the hardship he endures, the people that got lost. The wounds he had to suffer. But at the same time, he was also like, the sense of, camaraderie that I feel for my teammates, the sense, the pride I felt for doing the right thing because it was the right thing. So, make sure that you're doing this for the right reasons. Are you doing this because you want to serve? If you're doing this because you're looking for adventure and glory, don't do it. If you're looking to serve, if you're looking to serve your country, if you're looking to do what's right, then I recommend, yes, you go in. But again, not for fortune and glory.
Biff McConkie Donk, your thoughts?
I do think it's a pretty profound issue, and it really is largely dialogue free. You're just kind of reading this letter for most of it. And I don't know, it has a kind of a special place for me because I remember getting this issue when it came out because I saw it on the stands of a gas station. And so I didn't have to pay more than cover price for it. And then, it shot up. So I'm glad that was one thing that actually helped make it easier to go after a full run of this series. Is because I had the last issue, one of the hardest ones to get. So
this might be the most expensive back issue because the print run was low.
Yeah.
Michael Mercy, what you got for me on issue 155?
Very powerful issue. Well worth the wait to finally hear Snake Eyes speak. They did a great build to finally see what he looked like, but then the other half of the mystery was what does he think? He can't speak, and they stayed true to that. But a letter was a brilliant way of showing us what he thinks without totally demystifying the character. And he wrote exactly what I thought he would. It's like Biff said, it's very profound. Did they get Hawk's hair wrong on the cover either way? Like that hair
they
looks
brought Quick Kick back from the dead and made Mutt 7 feet tall, so I wouldn't think too much about that.
But the hair, is it not brown or blonde?
No, it's brown there.
Is it brown?
I don't know. This is mid-90s Marvel. We're lucky the thing got printed in English.
Trying to make everyone happy. But anyways, yeah, it's the perfect period end to the G.I. Joe comic. And then the new ones that Larry is writing for IDW, they're great too. It's a great continuation. But if you want it just to be the self-contained finite run, then if you've never read the G.I. Joe comic or you haven't for a long time, then rest assured it's a great final issue.
Yeah. It's a great capper.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to figure out who's on the cover in the live stream. Andrew Galgan, is that Poison Ivy?
That's Ninja Force Scarlet
or Ninja Force Garb.
Is that Frank Castle on the left?
Maybe. And again, Mutt is 8'11". So almost as tall as the Yankees' Aaron Judge, who, as his uniform number will tell you, stands 9'9". But it's really, as far as emotional gravity, I'd say the only moments that top this in the entire run are in the Snake Eyes origin story. When Snake Eyes' family doesn't show up at the airport, that's about the only moment that has more gravitas.
It's a really responsible way to cap it off too, because it's been a lot of fun, a lot of military fun and adventure. It was a good way to end it, to say, hey, by the way, this is the real military army service. It has a not fun side. It's basically not just a letter to Collins. It's a letter to any young man who grew up loving G.I. Joe and thinking, I'm going to get in there and get a code name and it's going to be all fun. It's a warning of, look, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's pretty dark.
Right. It is exactly what Larry Hama has said about military service in every interview I've heard ask him about it.
So it's nice they gave him the chance to do that.
I think you are spot on there, Mike, and that this is a letter from Snake Eyes to Sean Collins, yes, but it's a letter from Larry Hama to the youth of America who grew up reading this comic book.
Yeah.
Racktime Rob, number 4.
Number 4 is issue number 19. Joe Triumph.
Everybody dies.
January 1984. It is Hama, of course, the writer. Mike Vosberg on pencils, both on the cover and on the interior. Why number 19, Rob?
Well, this comes like the closest to kind of breaking the single issue rule I had, because it's really ties up basically all the loose threads that have been dangling through the series since issue 10, at least.
I mean, really, since the beginning of the run.
Yeah. Although, I mean, really, like the first 9 issues are a lot of, one-off self-contained stories.
They're pretty episodic, but you set up a lot of character threads that lead into the main story.
Yeah. And like I said, 10 is like where we start to get like the real world building of G.I. Joe, in my opinion. And 19 is where you start to get the first big payoffs of their first kind of big continuous storyline. Snake Eyes comes back to the team after being thought lost back in issue 12, down in the Amazon, where Baroness fired a missile at the island he was on. It's the death of Quinn and Dr. Venom. It's the death of General Flag, who was the other original character in the book at that point. So it's the end of this phase of Joe, and we're about to start a new one. So,
yeah.
Was Scarface? Did he get taken out in this one too?
Yes, Scarface did too. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Lance Archer's favorite issue. Everybody dies.
Lance Archer. No one listens to him. He's the 6th guy in the Jericho Appreciation Society. Nobody cares what he has to say. That's terrible. Anyways.
It's a little bit of a weird issue too, because you have to consider in the middle of a suburban neighborhood in Staten Island, there's a major engagement going on, and no one really seems to notice. But including the fact, like everything around the fort disappears, so these tanks can go rolling on. But yeah,
I think you said it yourself, Staten Island.
Yeah.
So there you go. But Biff McConkey Donk, talk to us about 19. What do you think?
Yeah, it really does kind of feel like the end of an era. Like before this, the stories, I don't want to say they're simplistic prior to this, but it feels like it went up another level in the storytelling afterwards. And just there's another level of complexity, whether that's just the inclusion of more new characters or different artists coming in and kind of changing the feel of the book. But it does, you are wrapping up a lot of storylines here. And it's just sort of the end of this early era of a real American hero.
Michael Mercy.
Yeah, I used to love when I was reading the old comics, the anniversary issues, like issue 25, issue 50, issue 75, issue 100. Sometimes they'd be supersized, have special covers. Even if they weren't, it was like a milestone issue and something major happened. That cover might say 19, but this is G.I. Joe issue 25. Like just the wrapping up of all of the previous, in a satisfying way too. So many things happen. Flag getting killed is humongous.
Right.
And he's just another death. They have a nice service for him, in a following issue, but you wouldn't think issue 19 would be one that so much stuff pays off in. But yeah, this is definitely a top 5 issue.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, as the Marvel call out in the corner indicates, this is Associate Editors Month, so it was, a big deal.
Yeah.
But Flag's death is really it's an overlooked moment in the comic books run, because it's really the moment where I feel that it stopped being this stopped being a toy book.
Yeah,
like there's real stakes in G.I. Joe.
He formed the team. He's the father of the team.
Yeah,
they lost their father in this issue.
Yeah, the death of Flag is a much bigger deal than it gets made out to be. Justin Mohan says, "Greetings from Waterloo, Ontario. How close is that to you, Michael Mercy?"
My home tune. It's Waterloo's just a few minutes from my hometown of Kitchener. KW is actually what it's called. KW, Kitchener Waterloo. It's kind of like, it's like taking all those ancient leaders and merging them into Serpentor. They merged Guelph and Waterloo and Kitchener and Cambridge into one super suburban city.
I believe ABBA sang a song about it.
So, Racktime Rob, if you can answer a question here. Hans Chow asks, who is the girl in the upper left in that in the Marvel box there? Is that a miscolored Scarlet?
Oh, well, actually, Phil had it right before. This was in this time, these issues were produced when the Marvel editors went to San Diego, I think, for the first time. And so the assistant editors ran the books for that month, and they had assistant editors month. Now, because Joe's not part of the Marvel universe and had this storyline going on, and this was coming up as going to be important, they didn't mess around too much.
Yeah,
most like some of the other Marvel books did.
Yeah, most of the other assistant editors month books took a comedy tone.
Yeah, a lot of them did. Like Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, that issue that month was drawn by Fred Hembeck. Who's a humor cartoonist, and The Marvel team up that month was Franklin Richards and Aunt May. So this was basically let you know this. That's the assistant editor in the corner box there.
I want to say, is that Louise Simonson?
I don't think it's Louise Simonson. I think she was actually a full editor at that point.
Yeah, no, that's Bobby Chase.
Oh, okay.
It's Bobby Chase? Okay.
Who went on to have a long career in television after leaving Marvel. She was big at DC's animation until very recently. She did not survive around the layoffs in there, but she was involved in casting direction, I believe.
Can I change my classified prediction? Tiger Force, Bobby Chase.
Yeah. The regular editor at G.I. Joe at this time, I believe, was Danny O'Neill.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, that's the only time you saw that particular graphic in the top left.
Yeah.
All the other rest of the early
a one-time shot for assistant editors month.
I always thought it was Scarlet.
Nope.
Now you know.
Yeah.
And knowing is something or other.
And knowing is nice in this situation.
Yeah. It's good to know.
So, Rob, take us to number 3.
All right. Number 3 is issue number 34, Shakedown.
Correct.
That is 2-word shakedown, so we don't get it confused with the Bob Seger hit of the same name.
And this space
dated
It's
April.
ironic because that song plays in my head whenever I read this issue. You busted.
We got to play that in middle school jazz band. It was a hot mess.
Now I know.
Just imagine that bass line at the beginning. Imagine 5 teenage trombonists trying to get that out. No. Oh, no. Yeah. Speaking as one of those trombonists. Oh, no. But Rob, take us through Shakedown.
All right. Shakedown is Top Gun the comic. This is Ace and Lady J are taking the Sky Striker out for basically a shakedown cruise to work, see some of the new electronics and things like that have been upgraded. Same thing for Wild Weasel and Baroness and a Rattler. And just so happens they cross paths and dogfight ensues. And it's a really technical issue. What really makes this issue is Rod Wiggum somehow manages to make you feel like you're in the freaking cockpit of one of these planes.
Yeah.
Which, with that much movement, it's like the car chase from Bullet. I don't know how that would translate to a comic, but in this, it really the sense of movement and you feel like you're in the plane. A fantastic job done on the art, because this is a story that really could have been bogged down by all the technical jargon that's getting thrown around in this. Which Larry was a fan of throwing that military jargon in the story, but it doesn't get lost because the art, the battle is laid out so well, and in the end, I mean, both planes exhaust their weapons. They're all shot to pieces,
It's a draw.
As they go by, Ace and Wild Weasel just salute each other, kind of in old World War I style fashion.
Mutual respect.
Baron and Lady J are wondering what they're going to do to continue to try to kill one another.
Yeah.
But Biff McConkey-Donk, talk to me about issue 34.
It's an issue so good, Larry had to write a follow-up decades later.
Yeah. That unfortunately left a lot of weird continuity stuff out there.
Well, you wouldn't think a dogfight between a bomber and a fighter would be all that intricate, but there was a nice sense of tension throughout, and you do kind of respect the way that it's being told, and like you get the drama of running out of the rockets and the missiles, and then they're down to bullets, and then they're even down out of that, and it's like, where do you go from here? So it is nice that we get that little salute at the end to kind of ease the tension.
They were down to basically whipping off a shoe and throwing it at each other.
Michael Mercy, what you got for this one?
One of the greatest 60-minute draws in wrestling history. This issue is incredible. After seeing so many, both on the cartoon and I think in the comic too, jets just blow up from one shot. As Rob was saying, I think what puts you in the cockpit is the slow degradation of the ships. The cockpits are damaged, so he's got to go with mask. The wings get damaged, but these things don't blow up. He's just by the end, they're both flying beaters, and it shows you how good pilots they are, that they're able to fly damaged, exhausted planes. And the mutual salute is just the best ending because they don't hate each other. They actually respect each other. So refreshing to see in anything, but especially in G.I. Joe, which is sold as a good versus evil. But in this particular situation, Wild Weasel, I think he's just doing it for the paycheck check. And, he's not throwing a shoe or his underwear or something at Ace as he's flying by. He's like, hey, man, good job. I'll see you next time.
Maybe there are issues that I think that are more important than this one, but just from sheer cover to cover enjoyable reads, this might be the best one for me personally.
And you don't get a lot of Wild Weasel in the comics, so that was nice.
No, there's not a lot to him past flying the plane. Really, in the comic, there isn't a whole lot to Ace past flying the plane either. So it was pretty cool to see them actually get to, like, if they're not going to have a character past that, at least we got to roll around in that character for a while.
It's the issue that made both Wild Weasel and Ace.
Yeah. And if you're, if you want to, vehicle chases and battles and stuff like that are really hard to do in a comic, but this was the textbook on how to do it the right way.
Yep.
And that's why I've got that in there. It's a masterclass on how to do something that you don't see in comic books very often. You see it a lot of times in movies and television because they can portray that sense of movement and action. But yeah, the comic book, for them to pull that off is a real technical win.
Would have been an awesome episode of the animated series. They come close. It feels like which one was it with Slipstream versus the Raven?
Oh yeah,
shades of Shakedown. But if they had just adapted this, it would have been amazing.
It's on the cartoon, all Ace would have had to do is fly pretty close to Flint with a laser pistol, and they just would have brought him down with one shot,
or cut the Rattler in half with the wing.
Yeah.
But also, one more thing about this issue, that great Mike Zeck cover, one of the portfolio of great covers he did for the G.I. Joe book.
Mm-hmm.
But Rob, what's number 2?
All right, number 2 is issue number 1.
What? Number 2 is number 1?
That's right.
Ew.
That doesn't sound biologically correct.
Should see a doctor.
Sounds like there's an infection somewhere.
Something's gone wrong. There's a parasite involved.
As we stated earlier, dated June 1982, issue number 1 had Operation Lady Doomsday and Hot Potato. I don't think this is really about Hot Potato, though, correct? I mean, it's a nice story, don't get me wrong.
Hot Potato's a fun little backup story, yeah, where Rock and Roll Snake Eyes and Scarlet are trying to get away from some, oppressive regime in the Middle East. No, I mean the star of this episode of this issue is Operation Lady Doomsday, the first mission of the Joes, and this is their introduction, and this is like a perfect first issue. Introduce your characters, get the action in there, establish the threat of the villains, and really Cobra Commander gets even more Bond villainy. Right here he's kind of pretty much standard, almost Marvel secret organization, bad guy, enemy leader. But still, it's all there for to hook somebody, to get somebody to buy issue 2, and keep going. Really great job done by Herb Trimpe and Bob McLeod, on the art. But it's just a perfect first issue.
Phil, what do you have for issue number 1?
I think it's fun to think about how, in this issue, G.I. Joe clearly hasn't quite found its voice yet. Like, there's no Snake Eyes on the cover, right? the most important character in the mythos. And he's just he's in there. He's using sign language so he can communicate. And you got this weird Baron von Strucker bald guy in the Cobra who we never see again. So it's a fun entry point, and it's important to see how everybody was trying to find their footing.
Michael Mercy, what do you think about issue number 1?
Yeah, that's a good point, Phil. It's like when you watch a pilot episode of a well-known show that never aired, the pilot that never aired, and you're like, whoa, they recast this guy and they changed this, and this was completely different. So this is kind of like what issue number 1 is. The complete absence of Snake Eyes is a big one. So it doesn't feel fully like the G.I. Joe that we come to know and love. But what I love about this issue is that the original guys, the original 13, didn't really get much to do in the cartoon. So if you really want to see those guys do something, then it definitely the first 9 issues. When did they bring Gung Ho in and Snowjaw? Was that 10? 11? Okay, yeah. 11. So this is the whole team doing their thing.
And everybody gets something to do.
That's the big thing.
Specialty,
Yeah.
So it's the perfect first issue. It's also the perfect commercial for the toy line.
Yeah, when you've got something for Grand Slam to do, you're doing something right.
Yeah,
it's the last time Short Fuse does anything of note.
And he was my one of my first Joes. Like I had Breaker and Short Fuse. So,
and I actually went and looked that up just to make sure that I'm not just whistling Dixie on that statement. But yeah, he really doesn't do anything ever again.
No.
He could have had the IT job, but Wild Bill just has a better knack for it.
Wild Bill.
Nobody swings a screwdriver like Wild Bill.
We got a virus. No problem.
He's got one in each holster right next to the Colts.
Yeah.
Everyone will know what this means next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
Everyone will know what we're talking about with that next.
Or the 100 people that watch it will, because they're the ones that actually know who we are.
Maybe the 40.
Gotta manage expectations.
He makes up some jokes later when they're fixing out. It's not that he never says anything again, but it's the only time you see Short Fuse do something meaneful. Like he blows up the airstrip in this one with his mortar. Like he does something.
Be productive or destructive.
It's the last time. But that is issue number 2, and so that brings us to number 1. And if I could get a drum roll, please.
All right, it's going to be obvious, but
yeah, it's no real surprises here. But Rob, go ahead, take us to number 1.
All right, it is issue 21, The Silent Interlude. I know.
There you go.
Please.
Shocking.
Pick
this piece of crap.
But there's no denying that this is the single biggest issue in the entire run.
Yeah.
So it's a masterclass in storytelling because, as you know, there are no words in this issue. The script was running late, so Larry said, "Hey, look, I'm going to draw the story. We're going to knock this thing out. We're going to make this deadline, and there we go." So there's no words, but you know exactly what's going on at every moment because the artwork is laid out so well. Well, and then of course
it's Hama on pencils too.
Yeah. So he knows exactly what he wants to do, so he draws it. And this is also the issue that solidifies. All right, this book, the focus character now is Snake Eyes. This is our breakout character. This is the one that we know that's going to put butts in the seats. So here's where the focus lies, and this is where we get the revelation that there's a connection between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow by the matching tattoos on their forearm.
Phil Donnelly, talk to us about issue 21.
It is the most influential comic from the line, and it's a funny thing because you'll keep hearing that whenever you're in this fandom, and by the time you actually get the comic in hand, you read through it in 3 minutes, you're like, huh. But it's a comic that has a prequel, an interquel, a sequel, and a full remake, as well as a different frame story in the UK. So obviously they did something right here. They kept going back to it.
Right. Mike Mercy, what do you have for us here on issue 21?
I love this issue so much. I made a motion comic of it, and I put it up on my Patreon. So as much as of a motion comic as I can with what I have to work with. But so moving frames, the big thing is music and sound effects. And that was just such a blast to be able to work on that. Swords being drawn with the sound of the sword and stuff like that. I even grabbed an audio clip of Cobra Commander when Scarlet is revealed. I got a audio clip of still, I wanted to stay true to the concept of silent interlude, no words spoken. So I just found a clip of Chris Latta as Cobra Commander going, ah. So it's like a surprise groan type of thing. But yeah, it's an issue that if you don't know what to expect, you get through it in 3 minutes and you think, what a jip. But it's got so much substance and style. It's literally one you can read, or I guess look at over and over and over again, and you just appreciate it, or I appreciate it more every time I go through it.
This is a comic book that basically, if there's anybody taking any classes in comic or sequential art, this needs to be a textbook. I mean, it's
right. I mean, it laid much of the groundwork that still goes through the main stories in G.I. Joe today, with the Ninja Clan and Snake Eyes' history and all that other. So right there, talk about far-reaching effects. But I mean, this is one of the cornerstone books of the entire Bronze Age of comic book storytelling. It can't be overstated. So I don't.
And it's a toy tie-in.
And it's a toy tie-in. It's a toy tie-in with no words. And they've tried to do it again, and it's kind of had the law of diminishing returns to it.
Yeah.
I'll give Hama credit in that he does silent issues better than the other folks who've tried to do silent issues. It's kind of his thing.
Wasn't there a UK silent issue too with Storm Shadow V2? I've got this vague memory of reading.
There was a issue 85, I think, is where Storm Shadow is basically getting attacked by Zartan and Red Ninjas. Zartan's trying to take him out before Storm Shadow knocks him out. And really, the only thing is they put in the sound effects.
Okay.
But it's still a wordless, dialogueless issue.
Oh, that's the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And like most sequels, it failed to still good, but can't get that lightning in a bottle a second time.
Right. It was fine. I don't want to say that it was a bad comic or anything, but it's just this is maybe it's just by virtue of not being first, but
right.
This one was first, and so that's why it gets the accolades. It's why it earns the accolades.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that is Racktime Rob's top 5 comic books of G.I. Joe: Real American Hero, 1982 to 1984. If you have, by all means, take the time, put together your own list of top 5. Leave them in the comments down below. We'll be happy to respond to those.
Where was the one with Megatron, though, Rob?
Somewhere close to the bottom.
That's a bottom 5 list, and we'll get to that later.
How dare.
No. I dare. Yeah, 21, like I said, 19 was the wrap up of a previous era. 21 is the start of here's where we take things up a notch. So
yeah. 20 was
20 is a filler.
20 is a filler. It is.
21 was basically saying, hey, this is your main character from now on.
Yeah.
This is the big deal right here, Snake Eyes.
Hope you like Snake Eyes, because
here he comes.
So we'll be back with more in just a second. We'll first stop for a word from our sponsors, the good people of Kokomo Toy.
Buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
All right, and we're back. So it brings us to what we got in, where we do our humble flexes and subtle brags about the stuff we've accumulated in the last 7 days, or, in the case of our guests, maybe a little longer. Michael Mercer, you're our extra special guest. You're our planned special guest. I don't want to make Biff McHonky Donk seem less special, but he's kind of just last minute special, which makes him in some ways much more special, but in other ways much less.
I'm getting mixed signals here.
I'm just trying to freak him out. But Michael, what you picked up the last couple weeks?
Nothing other than that. I'm covered.
Right.
I'm pretty satisfied, but I got that because I've been waiting quite a while for it. The Cerebros Transformer. So, but in terms of GI Joe, nothing.
It doesn't have to be GI Joe. You got something else that you're happy with?
I got a lot of old stuff I'm happy with.
Oh.
So basically, here we go. Let me
He's
grab
surrounded by it.
this guy right here. Where's the fire? There we go.
Ooh. He's out there looking for the vibe.
Yeah, the
He's out there looking for the
distribution.
vibe.
Distribution around here has been brutal the last couple of months. Just nothing new at Walmart. We had a good run there for a bit, and then nothing new at Walmart or Toys R Us for quite some time. We haven't seen single carded Origins figures in ages, half a year maybe, other than Fisto and Evelyn. Classified is really dried up here too.
Fisto and Evelyn.
Hasbro distribution around us seems to be really crappy.
Yeah.
Mattel seems to be getting their, like the master stuff seems to be coming through here. McFarlane's DC stuff goes on regular rotation around here. Marvel Legends, Star Wars, GI Joe, Transformers gets, but yeah, so
not even. There are Transformers, but they're not like it's the shelf filler guys.
Yeah.
Like how many times can they expect the city of Indianapolis to buy Bumblebee?
Well, they have. I've
47.
noticed the last couple times I've been going in, they've got a lot of the legacy stuff. Like the first wave of the legacy stuff is on the shelves.
Legacy Skids.
Yeah, Skids. Skids.
Clamoring for that one.
Seen Skids. Seen who's the green robot?
Springer.
No. He was in like Transformers animated and.
Oh, long haul or
Waspinator
Bulkhead.
Bulkhead.
and Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I have seen Bulkhead. I'll give that.
I've seen the
Most
legacy
everybody's
boxing
seen
on
Bulkhead.
Galvatron.
I thought it just popped into my head. You know when they were doing the Beast Wars and they said, "Hey, well, let's do a monkey, an ape, and call him Optimus Prime." Why didn't they go with Optimus Prime?
Because too easy.
It's bigger than a gorilla.
I would have loved that, and it would have been great. Like had they given him a squirrel partner.
Ironhide is a squirrel.
Bumblebee is a squirrel.
Or Bumblebee. Yeah, Bumblebee.
Oh my god.
Oh, gee, Optimus.
Well, hey there, Rocky.
Oh, that trick never works.
Hey, watch me pull a Decepticon out of my hat.
Oh my god. Phil Donnelly, what you got in these last couple weeks?
Well, in the last 2 weeks, not a whole lot, just these two guys.
That is,
cool.
Also because they can do this.
Wow.
And they're shiny.
Dancing He-Man and Skeletor.
Sword slashing He-Man and halter top Skeletor.
That's right. He's been
Chrome.
hitting the gym and he's showing them abs off.
Belly shirt.
True 80s
Thirst
flash
trap Skeletor.
My abs are beyond your comprehension.
Breaking two Skeletor.
Gaze upon my six-pack in despair.
Quick, Taylor, throw bread at him. Carbs. Meh.
Who wants a milkshake?
Oh my god.
Carbs.
No, you can't have pizza on this diet.
So what are those actually called, Phil?
Terror Claws Skeletor and Fists of Fury He-Man.
Flying fists.
Flying Fists. Yeah.
Okay, so does he actually come with the big claws like the old guy did?
He does. They don't clip on the arms very well with these fins of his.
No.
But I just kept them with the simpler accessories they also are packed with. They also come with alternate hands and a secondary hand, so you can have the open palms the original figures did.
Okay. So you just you've gone with Thunder Punch, He-Man, and Halter Top Skeletor.
I didn't want accessories flying around the room while I was doing this and having to, spend an hour afterwards trying to find them again.
Just leave them there. The cat will get them.
If the dog gets them, you'll look like Snake Eyes.
Terror Claws Kitty.
Kitty has his own terror claws.
Right. Let's arm the cat.
Imagine consoling a kid whose dog has chewed up their action figure. It's okay. He looks like Snake Eyes now. Oh, that is good, Dad. Eyes
Now
all
we
made.
finally got you that Two-Face figure.
When we were kids, our dog used to love to steal Destro, and she wouldn't chew him up, but she would just catch I think just saw the shiny dome head and just was like, that's the GI Joe I'm gonna run off with.
This is mine now.
Right.
Well, that He-Man that Phil has chrome armor, chrome gold. So
Right. So that dog
be
would have
careful. And he's blonde, so you if you're not careful, you might have a Snake Eyes He-Man figure there.
There you go.
It's cool. It comes with a second hand. It's the shocked expression. He's being eaten alive.
Oh, this hurts.
Rack time, Rob. What'd you get in?
Let's see. I got issue 4 of Saturday Morning Adventures, and beyond that, still waiting on 4 waves full of pre-orders for GI Joe Classic.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Somebody send me something.
It's good toys, bro. It's good toys.
An Alley Viper, a bat, anything.
Yeah, it's getting to be kind of a weight on some of this stuff.
Oy.
I did actually get a couple of things. I don't know if Flash made the last week. Did I talk about Flash last week?
I don't remember.
I think so. But anyways, there he is again. And then of course Beachhead number 46 got in the house.
Oh my God.
Beach party and the Flash mob.
The beach horde grows.
Number 46. This guy, he looks complete at first glance, but then I realized that's not an ammo pack. That is an accessory pack.
Oh,
Snake Eyes satchel.
bad deal.
Yeah, that's
You've
all
been
right.
hoodwinked.
That's okay.
You've
That
been
was-
hornswoggled.
because the price on it was lower than normal, so
Okay.
I'm not too upset about it.
He has the crotch.
Yes,
Okay, good.
and
Here's
we're
the
at the point
crotch.
now where like it's the 46th one, so like weirdos and oddballs are accepted.
Yeah.
Like we're good with that. Weirdos and oddballs are okay because that means I can at least tell them apart. Right. Andrew Johnson says week 30, still no Target classified Tiger Force outfit figure. Those Target exclusives have been pending on my credit card now for months as well. So we get you. But yeah, number 46 on the Beachhead bunch.
Do you have any of the Beachhead V2?
I have one from I have a 94 or whatever, the second one with the yellow
vest. That's 94.
Okay.
the 94.
It's not a bad version of them.
It's not. I like the 93 one with the black vest better, but I actually, strangely enough, don't have one of those.
I'm glad he's still wearing the mask and they didn't decide to go blonde with a handlebar mustache and a ponytail.
To be fair,
Neon.
it's more of a fishnet mask, so
Neon
he might be
pink.
wearing
I'm
somebody's
waiting-
legs.
I'm just waiting for the one that has a Colonel Sanders head or something.
That one that came with the mainframe in the 25th anniversary with his weird Fu Manchu and faux hawk. I'm sitting there going, really? That's what you think Beachhead the by the numbers drill instructor guy is going to have that going on under the mask?
Yes.
I don't see it. Call me crazy. I didn't see it.
You're
Anyway.
crazy.
Yeah.
I thought he'd look just like Bob Backlund.
I mean, you'd think so, but he's probably a little too tall to be Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
You know, Bob Backlund was not a
And Bob was a captain, not a sergeant.
exactly. Bob understood the value of taking that commission. But So time for shout outs as we wrap up. Phil Donnelly, who we shouting out to this week?
As always, we're shouting out to Patrick Stewart, my other half on Articulated Points. As stated, you can find links for it below in the description. And also, shout out to my dad because it's Father's Day on Sunday. So heads up if you forgot.
Michael Mercy, who we shouting out to?
I want to shout out to my dad too. That's a good idea, Phil. Love you, Dad. I don't know if he's watching this, but love you, Dad. He's an old soldier, and he taught me a lot of valuable stuff. Who else? Hans Chow was in the chat there earlier. I want to shout him out too. Very talented artist. Did a great sketch of Sergeant Slaughter recently, of Sarge with his little Slaughter daughter. It's a really sweet picture. He's going to be coloring it pretty soon, but yeah. Check out Hans_Chow on Instagram.
There you go. Rack Time Rob, who we shout out to?
Definitely shout out to all the fathers out there, including ours, and to the Peanut Gallery. Thanks for tuning in today.
I think they're more like an almond gallery.
Yeah.
A little classy.
Do you have an allergy or something?
No, just a little classier, a little more expensive.
Peanuts only, please.
This is what happens when you don't have subscribers on your channel, Michael. This is what
Macadamia Nut Gallery.
People show up in the live chat and they behave. It's really weird.
We're the mixed nut gallery.
The hazelnut gallery.
Is that it, Rob?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give a shout out to our missing hosts. First off, to the honcho, Mark Weber, who's on vacation with his family.
V1.
Celebrating Father's Day with God forbid, his family out in Bend, Oregon this week. So visiting the stomping grounds for the old Lava Bear. Give a shout out to Joe Colton, who again last minute scratch because her neighborhood can't seem to get its power grid straight. They had bad weather last night, and so the power grid was up and down, and then her internet service was up and down, and so Joe Colton profusely apologizes for not being with us this evening. But hey, Joe Colton not being here meant that Phil Donnelly of Articulated Points.
Hey.
Give a shout out to our guest hosts, of course, Phil, who we just mentioned, and Michael Mercy, who you can find a link to his YouTube channel in the description down below. Although I would guess if you're a subscriber here and you're watching this, you probably already know who he is. So
I'm retired though.
Right. This is the first time you've been on camera in 14 years, isn't it?
I'm pulling a Terry Funk. I'm retired. I just want to say that what's on Joe Mind, number one, forever, 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 forever. I don't think you know that Funk promo. Forever. When he retired in Japan, I think it was in '82. He grabs the mic and says, "I love you forever." Oh my God, you gotta check it out. People in the chat too, if you're wrestling fans, just search Terry Funk Forever, and he just starts screaming the word forever, and he gets more and more and more worked up, and oh my God, powerful stuff. Ultimate Warrior watched it and went, "Calm down, dude."
Yeah.
I'm gonna go be a bit player in Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Remember when we're done, I'll tell you my Terry Funk story.
Ooh.
But, give a shout out to everybody who's watching us live. Remember, if you're catching us on YouTube tonight, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. That's the thing you can do to help us out the most is like and subscribe and watch our videos.
Can they love it?
Really? I mean, you can love it, but technically, liking is as far as YouTube lets you go.
Well, they're encouraging people to be less passionate about things like your show.
Right. It's kind of like loving, but above the clothes.
Yeah. And,
so if you're watching us on Facebook, please go ahead, give us some kind of a reaction, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy, because we do love little huggy guy. But there too,
that's love.
Take a moment, get yourself over to YouTube. That's where you can help us the most. Give a shout out to, of course, our dad and to dads everywhere. To any dads who are watching this, we appreciate you. Torpedo Mike comes to mind because he sent us proof that he's a dad.
Now back to what's on your mind.
Aw.
So we know that's the truth, and of course any of the rest of you as well. But that's it. Thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. It's another 2 hours down on the What's on Joe Mind team stream. Thanks again to Phil and Phil Points and Halter Top Skeletor, and to Michael Mercy from his YouTube channel.
Forever. Forever.
We'll be back next week with a healthy dose of Joe Colton and Joe Slepsky for the Joe on Joe podcast. So until next Friday at 9 p.m., have a great rest of the weekend. Take care of yourself. Be safe. And yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe.